Awesome. Hello, everybody. This is Joy and Sean with Stock Talks this week. We are so glad you're here with us, and we hope you are
Absolutely.
enjoying our series every week. We bring you some kind of, I don't know, words of wisdom or words of whatever comes out of our minds. We just want to chat with
Which might not be wisdom sometimes, but you might get something out of it anyway, especially on this side of the screen, whichever side I'm on.
Yeah, whichever side, it doesn't matter. Hopefully we can help you in some way. And we're always looking for opportunities to talk about other things. So if there's something on your mind and you have an opportunity to, kind of put your notes down here, we kind of watch them and, respond back to them. And you never know, your probably could be
Absolutely.
our top topic coming down the road.
Yep.
So,
All right.
so
First of all, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks for you to qualify for VIP. So get on it, get it done. Need some help? Let us know.
yeah,
Um,
yes.
Easy. You'll get it. You can do it. Get
You
get people in your
can
pipeline and get it done.
You
So
can do it and you can do it.
yep,
Of our episode, what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, last couple of weeks, we've been
yep.
talking a lot
Gonna
about that.
talk about it.
It's great. Hopefully he's picked up some good tips from us. And, but, we put out there every week. We let us know if there's anything we could do and help you and
Absolutely.
coach you and cheerlead you on and that type of thing, because we want you there. We want you there. So, anyway, so hey, mentioning the cheerleader part here, we're going to talk about something today. Just kind of pose a question to everybody. Is four types of people you need in your life? Who are they? Who are they?
So
Question.
you need a mentor, a coach, a cheerleader, and a friend. And then probably what we'll talk about more importantly is what role do you play in other people's lives of those four things? Because I think that's, especially in the business we're in, you know, that's when you grow. If you're a mentor for somebody, you're the coach, you're the cheerleader, you're even the friend, that's when you grow as a person. But yeah, think about those things kind of, who is your mentor? Who is your coach? Who is your cheerleader? Who is your friend? Um, I told Joy, I'm like, I was having a hard time remembering where I even heard that from, but it was somebody from my BNI group that went to a week long course last week, and he's our education coordinator, and he's the one that brought him up. And I thought, it's a great topic to talk about. So,
Yeah.
okay,
So,
that's all we got. So, have a great week.
yeah, yeah, that's it. Copy it down.
Where's the comedian? I need that one.
Mentor, coach, cheerleader, and friend.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Sean, how many mentors do you have in your life?
You know, um, it, it's how many have I had too? And I look back,
Exactly.
from younger. I think it's parents or my siblings were older than me, so my brother was kind of my mentor. This way. No, you don't do it that way. Looking back and then getting into the banking world, you kind of reached out or who you connected with, or somebody I look as a mentor is okay. There's somebody that I want, or there's the position I want. What do I need to do? And let me, and or at a level that you want to be. And I remember at the bank, they had a mentor program where, I was a young manager and they connected you with somebody, and it was not in the retail side. He was a big business banker, but I could go to him. We would have conversations, build the relationships, and hey, I'm struggling with this, and oh, I've seen that before. Here's what I've done, or here's what you could do, or ask questions. So through the banking world, and then in send out cards. I have some people outside. I have some people that are very successful in other network marketing companies. And
Mm-hmm.
how do you do, and what do you do? And I mean, obviously, there's a bunch out there, and then there's all kinds of coaches that you can, find. And
Yeah.
coach doesn't mean you have to pay for them.
Right. That was the
Sometimes it
other.
does,
Right.
whether that's personal or for your business. A lot of times that's um, it is good because it's especially if it's somebody that's their job, they can be very matter of fact with you and hold you accountable if that's what you're looking for. Sometimes a mentor, can be a friend too, but you look up to them, and so maybe there's not that accountability piece that a coach can really hold you to.
Right.
So how about you?
So the interesting part is kind of banking on it, 'cause people are thinking, well, what's the difference between a mentor and a coach? A mentor is just somebody you look up to and somebody that you want to aspire to be, or something that's probably a different level than you are, so that you're looking, and then you can go to them and ask them questions and be a part of that. Whereas a coach, A coach, a good coach is going to tell you when you're not doing the right things.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's important to have somebody like that. And a lot of people can look at a coach as an accountability partner. That could be
Sure.
another thing, and like Sean said, you don't have to pay for somebody, the coaching, although there's many great coaching programs out there and different people out there. And but it's really, a coach makes you accountable.
Right.
A mentor is an inspiration, and you want to aspire to kind of be them. Something like that, right? Is that how you look at it too?
Yeah, I look at it, and and somebody you mentor, somebody you can bounce ideas off. Not that you can't for a coach, but that hey, I'm struggling with this, and I guess both can, but more like you said, it's I'm not looking to get this. Why'd you do that? But which you can get from both. But somebody that is at some level that you want to be at, or you're striving to be. You're right.
Yeah.
More of a they kind of set the roadmap, I guess.
Exactly. And you know what? A mentor doesn't, you can also have a mentor that it's just, I want to say a silent mentor. It's not somebody that you actually maybe even communicate with.
Even somebody that you read their books.
That's exactly right.
You know,
Exactly right. A lot of the personal development books, and you're just kind of like, wow, I want to be like them.
that's a yeah, absolutely, absolutely, good point.
And do that. So there's all kinds of different levels with it. Don't look at this like, oh my gosh, I've got to get, this, people probably have more mentors out there than what you actually realize you do.
Yeah, and in probably all aspects of your life.
And all as and then yeah,
Yeah,
because when I asked you and you went to all different assets, you're 100% right.
right.
Even all the
It,
way back to your school days, I
yeah,
mean, you had mentors, and you probably can think of teachers right now that inspired you to the point where, that they molded you to where you are today.
sure. Yeah,
You know. And you have
absolutely.
a mentor. Hey, guess what? You have a mentor.
Yeah. And have you sent them a card if they're still around?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I did. I have my first my first regional manager that it wasn't just they stopped by the branch and oh hi how are you, it was she was my not my direct boss, but somebody that I had a lot of contact with, and she was very matter of fact. She would tell you, we don't do no. But I did send her a card, to her, and then later on, my former boss within the bank, and just said, you did kind of mold me when I was at the bank, and I still do things, kind of how you taught me to do things. So, it's show appreciation back and to them, but yeah, and then who can you be a mentor to? And a lot of times,
Yeah.
people seek you out for that role. It's not like you said, you tell somebody, I'm gonna be your mentor. Sometimes it's the case, but most times they seek you out and can I get your advice, or things like that. So
Yeah, yeah. Flip that roll around. I mean, you probably again, you probably are mentoring more people than you know.
sure.
You know.
And by your actions,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I yeah, I know there's you know when I was a manager in my teams, or regional in my teams, and you know I I just kind of set the example on, this is how I run it. And, I would give my teams books to read. They probably thought I was nuts, but, it's just if I made you better, you're going to do your job better. We're all going to be better because of that. So that's how I looked at it. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I think back on my days as a manager of Kmart when I got my first store, and I was like so excited. And of course, you go in there and you make all kinds of changes, which you
oh,
learn
sure.
quickly. You don't do that, but a couple,
Observe for 30 days,
yeah, yeah,
gather it all in.
like
Now, what do I want to
yeah,
tweak?
I learned,
Tweak,
I learned, I learned it the very hard way.
scrapping
But,
everything. We're doing it all different.
but
It's now going to be called Joy Mart.
yeah.
No, we can't do that.
But I did teach people the importance of customer service to the point that when there was a customer complaint, I had them write an apology letter to the customer. And who does that, right? You
Yeah,
know, and it wasn't that they, you may have heard this on other talks that we've had, but it's not that the customer's always right, but there's always a right way to handle the customer.
sure, absolutely.
And I taught them that, I practiced it and I taught that. And if they couldn't handle, they turned a lot of people over to me. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm not gonna write a letter here, Joy, you take care of it. Or Miss
right.
K was my name, or Miss B was my name. And they could never say
Gotcha.
Bartholomew or Clowns. But the point is a lot of those people today, I still am in communication with.
Oh yeah.
They
Yep.
still have a whole different, it's a different world out there, obviously, but it's like, when I look back on it, I said, you know what? I'm sure I look to them as a mentor and a coach, because
Right.
I
And I
help
think
them
that's what you
develop
do.
something that most people don't think about.
Right. I think as you get older, you look back and you look at certain people and maybe they've only been in were in your life for a little bit of time, but the direction they took you or the impact they had on you. And what I don't think we realize, like you said, is looking back and go, well, they're that way because of me. I don't think that way, but you're right. You probably have a lot of impact on. I know I've had, especially my first branch, I had a lot of young people, and they went on to do great things. And I had one that I had to fire, and he's told me numerous times, hey, I wouldn't be who I was. You kind of that was the smack in the head that I needed, and
Yeah.
now he's a very successful financial planner. And every time I see him, I know I fired you. Can we talk about something else? But
Give me the
he,
focus that you
it is, and you may, and I look at it like, oh man, but it really turned him around and
Mhm.
made him really, I need to take control of my life and do the things I should be doing the
Right,
right way. So,
right,
but
right.
yeah, how about cheerleader?
Oh my
That one seems to me that one seems pretty easy because you can. And okay, let me take it this way: easy or hard, because a lot of times it's hard for us to cheer on people that are having success. So maybe you aren't having the success you want.
There you go. Yes.
But on Facebook, it's so easy when you see somebody like, hey, I was realtor of the month, and to go, wow, fantastic, great job, I'm happy for you. It doesn't
Then
cost you
send 'em a
anything
card.
to do that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Then send 'em a card.
And cinema card, absolutely. But I know there's a lot of people that are like, damn it, God, why am I not doing, and just releasing that and just going, being happy for people and their success. And, you hear in all kinds of books, there's enough success, there's enough money for all of us,
Mhm,
but we
mhm.
get caught up in our little ego,
It is.
so
It's always,
that's, that
you know
might be the hardest one on the list
yeah, it
to be
might be.
somebody's
It
cheerleader.
really be, and I think as we're talking through this, I'm thinking, boy, you just put a sign up on your computer says, "Somebody's success is my success too,"
Sure,
or,
absolutely.
just kind of look at it that way. And
Damn it. No.
yeah, yeah, what you say now?
Bastards. No, see.
Yeah. So they're
I'm
successful.
so happy for you.
Now it's like, okay, maybe I need to look at them as a mentor. What did they do? How did they get
Sure.
there? What can
Yeah.
I do from them? What can I see from what they did
Tell me how you did that, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe on the Facebook it's, man, I'm really happy for you. Great job. And you message, hey, fantastic. Tell me some of the things that worked well for you to have that success. Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people do that.
No, no.
I think it's more on the little jealousy, little ego gets in the way, like, "Ah, wish I was having that kind of success. Whether they do what you do or not,
Yes, yes, exactly,
especially when they do what you do. But
exactly.
when you see because I would get that way with the bank, like, why'd they get recognized? I'm just as good as them, Like, all right, really, just do your own thing, it'll come. So,
Yeah,
but it is tough. I mean, we want to be successful. We want to be recognized. I think is the best. But you have to do the work. So,
yeah, yeah,
but
you
the
do.
cheerleader, yeah, you're right. It probably is one of the harder things to do for your kids or your family, sometimes it's really easy to, do it, but to friends or colleagues or other people that are in a networking group and they have success and, you know, I wish no, just, hey, congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, exactly. Yep, yep, yep. And as Sean and I've been, we both been telling everybody that watches these episodes, we want to cheer you on. We want to
absolutely.
help you. We want to help you get to where you're going to be. I have this one Facebook group where, well, Sean was our guest a couple of weeks ago, which, by the way, a lot of people wanted that replay on that, Sean. So you really touched a lot of people with
Oh, so
those.
now we're talking, I need paid.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not free plays, not the
you know, but
right.
like as we're winding to the last 2 weeks of this, every day I'm posting up there, you can do it, you can do it, and shout, tell me, do you have this made? Say it to yourself. I'm here, I'm done, I'm there, I've got my
And I
hotel.
tell you what, get more people in your pipeline
Yes.
and whether it's for the VIP, but I mean anytime,
Mhm.
because I got the lesson yesterday. I look at my back office, look commission. I'm like, what the? Somebody signed up for 395, and it was somebody in my networking group that I wasn't even. I kind of count on certain, which is not a good thing to do either. Don't count on people for the week. Just
Mhm.
continue to go about your business. The ones when they're ready, they're going to pop in. But the more people you're showing, the
Yes.
more people are going to fall into your customers and your affiliates.
And they're just gonna
Promise you.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Yeah.
got off on a tangent. Sorry, but that
No,
just it
it's
was somebody. I'm like, well, whew, that's a bonus.
yeah.
You
Well, see,
know.
then,
So
here's the other bonus with that is like when you're having a very successful week like that, you have a tendency to stop doing the things you need to do.
oh no 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 yeah.
Stop reaching out and start filling, keep that pipeline. Just because your pipeline is like exploding right now, that
Keep
doesn't mean
working.
you don't want to keep working that pipeline. You've got
Yeah,
to,
read the book Go for No if you have an issue with that.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And then that's human nature. Oh, got my three, cool. Instead of just let me see how many can I get, So
yeah, yeah,
and
exactly.
then friend. We all need a friend. You ever
Yeah,
friended me? Are you a friend of me?
yeah, yeah. What's that song? I
Got a friend in me. No, sorry.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I think
yeah, and that's like I was driving. I had an appointment yesterday, and I was listening to the '80s, and I'm like, "Oh, I need to call my buddy that I want. I've known since oh man, how grade school. And I'm like, hey, I've just listened to '80s music and just thought of you. And how's it going? What's going on? And it was a 7 or 8 minute conversation. That's it. I'm just walking into an appointment and great. Hey, let's catch up. Perfect. So, and whether that's somebody that you've been friends with since kindergarten or that you've made later in life, um, and it's the quality I think over quantity.
yeah, yeah, for
You
sure.
know,
It's funny you say that because just today and on Facebook, somebody posted a picture of my friend from when I lived down in the West, Martinsburg, West Virginia area, and I hadn't seen her even on Facebook for quite some time, whatever. And she popped into there, so I just sent the message. I was like, oh my gosh, it's been so long. We need to catch up, you know.
and doesn't it feel like if it's a longtime friend, whether it's a month or 6 months, it picks right back up. Whatever whatever the tendencies are of the relationship, it really is like you haven't. Well, did we just speak yesterday? No, it's been 6 months. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
acted on a prompting. See how that works. So what? Not
exactly.
with a card, but a call.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, but yeah, so Sean, and the person that presented this or talked to you about it, is there some kind of, did they go into any kind of elaboration to kind of like
No,
have you sit back and say, okay, really sit down and look, how many do you have mentors? Do you have coaches?
it was more they very successful attorney. Both
Mhm.
husband and wife are attorneys. Both are very successful. And this is a lesson. They're still trying to, and they're late 30s, maybe, maybe, but they're still doing things to try to get better. And it was a week long about
Nice.
better relationships. Who do you
Mhm.
have in your life? Sound familiar? So he just said the four things, the thing he kind of pulled away was the four people that you need in your life. And he really didn't go into much detail on each one, just kind of say, kind of left it at that for, whether you wanted to think about it or not. I'm like, oh my God, I got to write those down. Those are perfect. Um, but I think it is, and make a list, who are your mentors? Who do you think you mentor?
Mhm.
Who are your coaches? And who do you think you coach? And I think as you get older, um, and maybe not. I mean, I know some very successful people in their early 20s that probably are mentoring people and coaching people because how they grew their business, or Tommy with the garage door. He's not very old. Look what his business did, and now he wrote a book and he's coaching about it and talking to people about it.
Mhm.
I mean, and another point, mentor, coach doesn't mean older sometimes. Could be
Right.
younger than you.
That's a point.
So.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think, if I had to look at all four of these, if you had to look at all four of these, you kind of alluded to the fact that cheerleader might be the hardest one. I think for a lot of people, coaching is the hardest one because you have to be coachable. You have to get rid of your vanity, or not vanity, but I mean,
no, sure.
get out of your own way,
Right.
and know that you're not doing everything right. And there's people out there that can help you do it better. but you have to be willing to listen to that.
But don't you think when people are ready for a coach, and some people may never be, when
Right.
they're looking, when they're thinking, all right, I need to take, I've kind of plateaued at whatever I do. I need some help. Don't you think when they're ready for that moment that the arm are open, or you still struggle with well, don't tell me what to do.
Well, I think it depends on the person. I think there's a
Okay.
personality, and I look at the send out card business, like how many people do we see or talk about how when they get a new affiliate on board that they do the three-way calls or they do the three-way Zooms. I think there's a lot of people out there that feel that they're incompetent if they bring that coach on the line with them, you know?
No,
It's
that's
not
a
supposed to be that way.
edifying somebody
It's
process that I think's been around for decades within network and probably other companies too.
Mhm.
Let me introduce you to, oh
Right.
man, he's, Joy. Oh, you gotta get introduced to Joy. She is killing it, and you're gonna love her energy. And we're just gonna get her on the phone. You got a few minutes, and then when you get somebody like that on the phone, it should come back to you and say, "Oh, Sean, you're working with Sean. Pick the right one. Pick the good one." So
Mhm.
it is almost edifying each other if you're doing it like that aspect, not a true coach.
Right.
I remember going to a networking meeting. Well, it was VHS tapes that they gave you to watch. So early '90s, mid
Same thing.
'90s,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there, and the whole presentation was over, and the guy's like, "Come on, let's go meet the speaker." And I'm like, "I don't really need to. Yeah, that's it. Oh, come on." And that's what happened. And a couple weeks later, I'm like, "Did you even know him?" No, but that's what I was taught to do. And the guy gave it right back. Oh, Pierre. Oh, we have name tags on. But I'm like, but to me, it was a cool. Oh, wow, cool. Yeah, he's talking Pierre up. Cool. I'm on the right team.
Mhm.
So yeah, doing things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then someone being a cheerleader for somebody that brought you in there. I mean, that's what they're doing too. So
Yeah. Yeah. And to wrap it all up, we have the best tool in the world. You can have all these little things here and let them know. Send them a
yep,
physical card. Tell them how much somebody's meant to you. In fact, that could be a nice challenge for everybody, for next week, for this week. Think about at least one or two people in each of these categories. Send them a card.
and send them a card. Yeah,
Send them a card.
let them
Tell
know what kind of impact they've had on your life. Absolutely,
Yep.
it'll make you feel good, and when they get it, it's going to make them feel great.
Oh,
So
it's gonna
yep.
make them feel great and totally
So
surprised.
you have homework.
Yeah.
Crap. Now we're those people.
See, we went back to those days in school and look what comes out.
Yeah.
Homework.
Yeah. Great. Easy homework, fun homework. Come on.
Oh, well. Okay,
All right.
everybody, we're gonna wrap it up. And like I say at the very beginning, Sean, I told you, call us, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you make that big
VIP. Got to be there.
got to be there.
Yep.
2 weeks left. And also, if you have not registered for convention, hey, in 2 weeks is convention.
Yep.
You know, we
That's
thought
part of
we
the
were going to
VIP
be in
deal.
office, but that's not going to happen. Everybody's going to be virtual.
No,
We're all going to be seeing each other here, but
bummer. But we'll see each other in January.
we'll see each other in January.
Uh,
We'll make it happen.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
okay, everybody,
All
have a good
right.
one.
Have a
Bye
great
bye.
week.
Thanks, Sean. Take
Take
care.
care, Joy.